Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. When'd y'all get here? Hey, it's Louis Beasley. No, it's the Zoom H4N. I was, never mind. Hey, it's Louis Beasley from PCAddicts.com, YouTube.com, or whatever .com channels you can find me on. Now today we're actually going to be doing a full review on the Zoom H4N, and we're going to figure out this thing has what it takes to make it out in the field. You saw what I did there, right? Just kind of pulled it out from nowhere. You a little impressed? Come on, you a little impressed? The Zoom H4N, yeah. Now the Zoom H4N is a handy recorder and it's a microphone built into one unit. The built-in X and Y stereo mics can be recorded at either 90 degrees or 120 degree angles. This gives you control over the sound stereo width. Need to record more than one channel simultaneously? No problem, blobblem. 4 channels simultaneously recording is supported using built-in and external mics. One of my favorite features is the digitally controlled high-quality mic preamp. Now, reading some comments, there were some people complaining about the preamp putting out certain type of digital noises, but I couldn't reproduce this. Using XLR cables and 1/4-inch cables, I had no problem with the preamp. As a matter of fact, it performed pristine. Want to record at 16-bit? Easy. How about 24-bit? Done that. This unit supports 24-bit and 96 kHz linear PCM recording for pristine recording. I like the fact that this recorder supports WAV format. I can also record in MP3 format to save space on my SD card. Not bad. On the back of the unit, there's a built-in reference speaker to check your recordings. Now, for those of you who have amnesia and sometimes forget your headphones at home, this feature will definitely come in handy. Now, for those of you who like rubberized grips that is, you're definitely gonna like this unit because it adds that extra grip to the unit and it really does feel good. What are y'all thinking? Get your mind out the gutter. The H4N also records on SD or SDHC media up to 32 gigabytes. There's also a stamina mode that enables 10 to 11 hours of continuous battery life. Now for those of you who like mounting on the tripod, you're definitely gonna like this because it does have a tripod mount adapter right on back. For you USB 3.0 fans, you won't find that on this device. This device supports up to USB 2.0. Now one of my favorite features is that this device supports XLR inputs, phantom power, and 1/4-inch inputs. This is something that some of the previous portable recorders missed out on. Now the Zoom H4N supports studio effects on board, including guitar and bass amp modeling. Want to use this microphone as a microphone for your computer? No problem, this unit can do that. Now what I want you to do is move in a little bit closer. Come on, a little bit closer. Come on, you can do it, just a little bit more closer. Hey, back up, man. I mean, a little bit closer to the Zoom H4N. We're gonna take a closer look at it. Back up. Scoot back. Now on the front of the Zoom H4N, you'll find quite a few buttons here. Now these buttons are very standard buttons, so don't let it confuse you. Your first 4 top buttons here is for track control. This is basically for your multi-track recording. There are also shortcut keys to access different functions throughout the OS on this device. Here on the side here, you have a microphone button and then you have a 1 and 2 button. The microphone button, simply clicking this will allow you to use the built-on microphones that's built onto the H4N, and selecting 1 or 2 will allow you to use the external ports. Also, you have a stop button, a play pause button, and a back and forward button, or rewind and forward, whatever you want to call it. You also have a record button. On the side, we have an optional remote control port. This allows you to control the Zoom H4N via remote control. There's also a line out and headphone out port. You have your volume button that controls the overall volume of the Zoom H4N, and there's also an USB port that allows you to connect this device to the computer. And last but not least, on this side we have the hold button / power button. It allows you to power on the unit. Now on the bottom here we have the XLR and 1/4-inch inputs, and we also have the AC adapter port. On the right hand side we have an SD card slot, and this is where you would insert your SD card. As you can see here, I already have my 32 gig SD card installed. Now there's a recording level that allows you to adjust the recording up and down volume. There's a menu button to access the menu items on the H4N, as well as the toggle wheel. Now the toggle wheel allows you to toggle throughout the interface. On the back, you'll find a tripod mount for mounting this to a tripod, and you'll also find an external mic port that allows you to connect an external microphone. Now you'll see the option that says stamina on, but you won't see a button. That's because it's actually hidden behind the battery case. So if you remove the battery cover, you'll find the on and off option for the stamina button. This device does take 2 AA batteries, and that's it. Also on the back of the unit, you'll find a speaker. Now this speaker is for playing back and listening to some of the things you have recorded on the H4N. So right above your screen, you have 3 different LED lights. One for stereo, one for 4-channel, and one for multi-track recording. These are 3 different modes that you can select within the operating system. Whichever mode you are in, the highlighted LED will be illuminated. Another thing that I was happy about when I received this device is that it included a 2GB SD card, also the windscreen, a mic clip adapter, an AC adapter, a USB cable, and also a protective case. Don't forget Cubase LE. This also comes with Cubase LE, which I assume is a scaled down version of the standard version of Cubase. Now, truthfully, there's a lot of good things I can say about this device, but there are some small complaints that I do have on it. It's not perfect. For example, the boot time on this thing is a little bit ridiculous. I did notice that it was a little bit faster boot when I had a smaller SD card in there. This came with a 2GB SD card, and I also bought a 32GB. The 32GB takes quite a while to boot. However, when I placed a 2GB and an 8GB card in there, it was a little faster boot up time. Now let me point out a few things that really stood out about this device that I really liked. One of those things is that it's super easy to actually switch from the external mic to the internal mic. Right here on the front of the unit, there's a mic button. You can probably see that. There's a mic button and then a 1 and 2 button. And I can switch from the internal mic or the external mic by simply clicking one of those 2 buttons or one of those 3 buttons. It's that easy. Also, it's very easy to have one of these on the front home screen. That's my impression of a volume meter. Seriously, having a volume meter on the home screen while you're recording definitely comes in handy, because you can always glance at the screen to see where your decibels are and adjust if needed. Very handy. Remember when your mama would only give you 2 options? Not with this unit. This unit actually gives you a lot of options. Seriously, there's a lot of room for flexibility and expandability with this unit, and that's what I really like about it. Check on the mic, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see how this compares to some of the other mics I have laying around here. You are listening to a recording with the Rhodes NT1A. Once upon a time, a goose drunk wine. A turtle chewed tobacco on a streetcar line, but the car line broke, so the monkey got choked. Then they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. You are listening to a recording with the Studio Project's B1 condenser microphone. Once upon a time, a goose drunk wine. A turtle chewed tobacco on a streetcar line, but the car line broke, so the monkey got choked. Then they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. You are listening to a recording with the Zoom H4N. Once upon a time, a goose drunk wine. A turtle chewed tobacco on a streetcar line, but the car line broke, so the monkey got choked. Then they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. You are listening to a recording with the Zoom H4N. Once upon a time, a goose drunk wine. A turtle chewed tobacco on a streetcar line, but the car line broke, so the monkey got choked. Then they all went to heaven in a little rowboat. So I caught myself trying to give you guys a special sample by letting you hear what the digital acoustics sound like through each microphone. And I did that. But only stupid me left the dumb space heater on during the testing. So you might hear a little interference in the background. Know that it's not coming from the microphone nor the recorder. It's just a space heater. overall, I really like this unit, and I do highly recommend it to anyone who's actually working in the video field or the sound recording field. These things definitely come in handy, and the quality you get for this price, which I haven't mentioned yet, but I will mention down in the description, you would definitely be a happy camper. I can guarantee you that. In fact, some of the gripes that I had, I heard that they resolved those in the H6N, which was recently released. I may jump on the H6N, not literally jump on it as in, you know, pow. I ain't gonna do that, that'll break it. But I may jump on it as in purchase it. I don't know, we'll see. Till next time, this is Beasley, and I'll see you on the next one. Sound you later.